Let's make organic house. First of all, let's set the tempo to somewhat around 124 BPM. And I'll start with this soft kick from my sample pack. Some claps. And some open hi-hats. Let's use another hi-hat to create a downward groove like this. Then some closed hi-hats. Some crashes. And some percussion. If you want to get these drums, they're from my sample pack, the House Maniac. It has more than 200 high-quality samples including kicks, claps, bass shots, bass loops, synths and more. Plus there are also 10 MIDI chord progressions. The pack is affordable and delivers the best sounds to make your songs great. If you can get the pack, I'll highly appreciate it and will be a huge support. The link's in the description. Guys, since Organic House is very percussion heavy, we need to add a lot more percussion. So let's experiment with some percussion to make a fitting groove. Then some shakers. Guys, we can't let the drum be repetitive like this, so let's add some filler drums. I'll loop this part for another 28 bars, and create a drum fill at the middle by adding some ethnic percussion. And this percussion at the second half. Now we'll make a simple and groovy bass line following the root note. I'll turn this to mono. Add some EQ to take off the highs, and dip around 70 Hz. Some compression to tighten up the bass. And side chain it to the kick. And let's layer a sub bass. Now we need a natural ambient sound like this jungle nature sound. I'll EQ this because there's a lot of noise. Some reverb. And some delay. I'll side chain this. EQ this to take off the lows and some higher mids. And add some saturation. Now we need some soft piano to accompany the pads. I'll use this free plugin for that because I thought this sounds pretty cool. Now we'll add some plucks on every 16th note to create a rhythmic bed like this. I'll simply side chain this. I'll add another pluck pattern. Since the plucks have too much wetness, I'll disable the delay and reduce the reverb amount in the synthesizer. I'll EQ this. And add some auto panning. Now a soft lead. Guys, I feel like the lead needs to be shorter, so let's adjust the release of the sound to fix that. Then let's take off the lows. And add some stereo widening. Moving on to the second half of the drop, let's add some vocals. And we need a piano to support it. I'll add a lot of reverb and delay to this. As we can see, there's 2 empty bars after the vocals. To fill that, let's add a simple synth. And some pads for tension. Since the drop is now done, let's move on to the intro and the build-up. Let's add the kicks, the pads, the ambience, and after 8 bars, the bass and the piano. Then some plucks, the shakers, and some of the percussion. And let's add the vocal with a cutoff filter. At the last 8 bars of the intro, I'll add the open hi-hats, the claps, and the tension pads. To transition into the build-up, let's add the fill we used at the drop. And some exhausts. Let's add the drop lead, And let's change the pads to a slower variation. I'll add the Plucks with a cutoff filter. And make a simple respace. Let's also add some different percussion. Some build-up drums. And some risers. Let's use this fill before the drop hits. Put the kick on double time. And add some risers. Now let's duplicate the entire track like this, and change the elements around to make the second half differentiate from the first half. So guys, our track is now done. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel, and let's see our final result.